How you doing? It's Rich. All right, I got an email on what do I do with the ends of my Bokken? How do I shape them or carve them, or give me some ideas. So I'll give you a few ideas. Now, I usually finish the ends in kind of one of two ways. I either make them flat, and of course as we make the Bokken, the ends are, flat, so it's not real fancy or anything. I either leave them flat and take maybe my sanding block and bust the corners off. And the ones I put up in school for student use, yeah, I mean that's about all they get. It really has to be kind of practical. Think about it. On the handle end, you don't want a sharp edge. I mean, if you use this thing 2 or 3 times a week, it's going to give you blisters. So you want a rounded end. On the tip end, it's a safety issue. In the Aikido class especially, a sharp corner like this, if it was to strike someone, especially on a forehead or a hard spot, you get that a compression type injury, a blunt force type trauma. And I mean, you're trying to avoid that in class. Now, of course, practicality is a perfectly good way to look at it. But if we're making a Bokken, we might want to make it fancy and nice too. So specifically, this person mailed me and said, show me how to carve the ends. So what we're going to do is we're going to carve it. We're going to use the same tools we use to make the Bokken. When I carve, I typically use the blade out of my my plane and the surf form. All right, so where I like to start is with my surf form. Take our butt end here. I'm sorry, this is the handle end rather. Now don't go like at a 45-degree angle. You know what I mean? Less than that. So here's flat and here's 45. About half of that. And just start and go along. Now the surf form's going to fight you a little bit, but it does take a lot of material off very quickly. And just because I say be patient doesn't mean I want to take more time. I'd like to get it done quicker. And take it off all the way around at that angle, about a 1/4 inch down. All right, don't be shy. Go down about a 1/4 inch. All right. Now once you've got it busted off all the way around, about a 1/4 inch down. Now again, we're going to go on that next so now here's the top edge, and we're going to take that angle off. Again, a little less than 45. And it's going to fight us a little bit. But, this surf form is great for this end grain, which, I mean, is tough no matter how you do it. Okay. Until we get that first one off and that second one off, and we basically have a roughed, rounded edge. All right, the next step, we're going to use the blade out of the plane. I got the gloves on. All right, I got a mail about the gloves. Those like the biggest, thickest gloves you could have. Well, yeah, they are. As I carve this, bear in mind I've sharpened the edges, to use it as a scraper. So the edges are sharp, and the ends very sharp. In a future one, I'll go over how to sharpen one of these. But enough said that it's sharp. Okay. Like many guys who've done this for a while, yeah, I took a cut, 12 stitches to put that fingertip back together. I don't say that to impress you. I'm not impressed by it. Every time it gets cold, that finger hurts. A mistake, now that was with a saw blade actually, but a mistake that takes that long affects you for the rest of your life. Put the gloves on. Okay, they look stupid, but you'll feel stupid for the rest of your life if you make a mistake that long with a razor blade. And that's what we're going to use. Like any chef will tell you, a sharp knife is safer. It really is, because it doesn't slip into what you don't want. It only does what you do want. The way we're going to start this is, we're going to put it on the edge, and I'm going to do it actually on this side where the camera can't see it very well, but we put it on the edge and push up. And that's all we're going to do. We're going to take off those little slivers, just like that. Alright, so start here and push up. I'm pushing with my thumb. I've got the blade, you can see the angle here with the flat toward the blade. And we're going to go around the bottom, just like this. Alright, so I've repositioned here, so hopefully you can see this clear. If this is the bottom, that 1/4 inch down that I busted off with the surf form first, that's where I'm going to start. At the bottom of that where I ended with the surf form, and pushing up. And pushing up. You can see I'm just taking little chips at a time. And all the way around. Now once I get all the way around, Oh, there's some end right there. Okay, so now we have a complete ring all the way around of chips taken out. Now, just like we did with the surf form, we're going to go up to the next section. Okay, so that's that first section we took off of the surf form. Here's that second section we took off of the surf form. We're going to go over and we're going to take that off. And then once we get that ring, we still have this small spot on the top, this small flat oval flat spot on the top. And we're going to take it off in essentially 3 rows. A straight row, turn it over. Again, it's always a pushing action, right? A straight row. And then, so now we've got this one small strip in the center. And again, just up it until you've got all the sanded or cut flat spot off. Then go around it. I can see, looking at it, I can see that there are sections here that are a little flat. So I'll take that off. Take it off. Look it up in the light. Look at areas that, I don't really like the way that's shaped. Take it off. Take it off. Alright. Now, once we have it all essentially carved off, looking the way I want it to look, take a look at it, check the shape. If there's a section of the shape I don't like, because I'm looking at it from a ways away, and different lights, different angles. Now, at this point, we've got it carved round. You may very well want to take your sanding block and smooth that off. I tend to leave it faceted kind of looking. It's a little rough looking, but I don't know, I think it's good look. Okay, now on the tip end, again, let's just start taking the first edge off. You certainly don't need to bust it with the surf form first, it's just a little faster that way. So on this end, I'll just kind of go from a square edge, take that off, and then move up to the next angle, this angle to the next angle. Now, I tend to do these for Aikido class, so they need to be rounded to avoid any sharp edges. You may very well want to do maybe a more pointed type tip, and so you'd be carving it out. I would certainly suggest cutting that off first. You're going to save a lot of time doing it like this. It's going to take a lot of time. It's doable, very doable, but it's going to take a lot of time. You could take your file or your surf form or whatever and take that section off first, and then do your finish up work with your blade. So here's one that's done. You can kind of see the end has that kind of nice rough, rustic, rounded end, and ready for use. And here's on the tip end. On the tip end, you can see that I've got the general idea of a sword tip there, but it's very much rounded, very rounded shape, and ready for use. Okay, so there you go, shaping an end. Thanks for the email, and certainly if anybody else has something you want to see specifically, let me know. As always, availability on blanks. If you have any interest, give me a shout at raymon@email.com, and we'll get you that current information. Take it easy. Thank you.